How we feeling tonight, guys? It's almost time. How we feeling tonight, guys? It's almost time. I have to say I wasn't nuts about the original lore one. I have to say I wasn't nuts about the. Trying to get rid of that echo. Hold on. Two minutes. Every 52 days, guys. It's kind of timer on. Make sure to like the video. You can like the stream. It's very easy. Just with the push of a button. You can like the stream. Two minutes until Lorwyn reveal. Twitch, this is going to be a YouTube only exclusive, Ryan. Who do we got here, by the way? Let me do a little introduction. Thyvon, King of Crads, Horror Story, Ashman Dom, Chris Biarolo, Ryan Prickner, Jappy. Hey, what's up, Jackie? Shax, how you doing, Shax? Welcome. Steve Hayes, Insane Comb. One minute, folks, until we get to Lorwyn Amazing Goodness. Until we're in Lorwyn City. I'm just on YouTube right now, Grouchy. Occasionally I do YouTube exclusives. There's a lot of people on Twitch right now, so it's hard to compete. So I carve out my niche on, there's a lot of people on Twitch. All the big streamers are on Twitch, so I'm on YouTube catching the stragglers, you know. You get what I'm saying. 10 seconds. Here we go. It's Lorwyn. It's Lorwyn time. Oh, thank you, Paris Hilton. I appreciate that.
Good day, Lorwyn.
It's always day in Lorwyn, Gwen.
And it's always a good one, Moira.
Oh my god.
Ooh, don't mind if I do. Grab my morning mug of muck from the auntie. Hunt for treasures inside someone else's bin. Squeeze some frogs in the bogs all around me. Just another day in Lorwyn.
Steal a baby or two from a kitten. There's some ratings for an hour or four. Rip a heart from a venomous pigeon. Just another night in Shadowmoor. But what bones do they crush?
What kind of breakfast mush
Could I find out on that dark, bright other side?
other side, other side. Shred it, Craig. One light, one dark, two worlds a world apart, but somehow in our dreams we share the sky.
I'd run through fields where flowers bloom and snip them all to death, then gaze straight into the sun.
The air thick with chaotic doom, I'd brave the darkest depths, feeling free. Anarchy, so much fun. One light, one dark, two worlds a world apart, but somehow in our dreams we share the sky.
And I go higher and higher and higher.
Lower and lower and lower, higher and higher and higher into the
This is like the Dark Crystal.
one light,
One light,
one dark,
one dark,
two worlds
two
a world apart, but somehow in our dreams we share the sky.
dark stars, bright sun,
Two halves undone until the day the two collide.
Would the sun blind me or make me whole?
Will the dark consume or show my soul? And how will I ever see the other side of me? What if I never get to be completely me?
Yeah, it's absolutely Sarah Marshall opera vibes.
Beautiful, Squid.
Thanks, Moira.
Good night, Shadowmoor.
Greg, it's always night in Shadow.
Shut up, Snake!
Shut up, Snake. Oh my goodness, it was actually made by the Jim Henson Company. Holy shit.
Welcome back to a familiar plane, one with two unique versions of itself. This set is a return to Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. These two form a dual-aspect plane where night and day exist side by side. Lorwyn is the day aspect, brimming with whimsy and color. The other aspect is Shadowmoor, a chaotic and wild area of never-ending night. These previously separated sides now coexist at the same time. But their borders constantly expand and shrink. Massive zones of day and night shift across the plane. Any creature that moves between them will be transformed into alternate versions of themselves, while retaining only some side. And where these zones collide, new dusk realms have emerged that are neither fully in Lorwyn or Shadowmoor. Lorwyn Eclipsed includes iconic creature types from previous Lorwyn and Shadowmoor sets. Pick your favorites and play as a cunning goblin, or a haughty elf, or a loyal kithkin. Each of these card types is reimagined with an updated visual spin, while honoring the beloved traditional art style that came before.
About 2 weeks,
Elves
Starkiller.
were once the rulers of Lorwyn, focused on elevating beauty at any cost. But with the planes merged, their power has waned, and their attitudes have softened, slightly. The Shadowmoor elves' dedication to beauty has only been strengthened by their diminished territory. They will risk everything to maintain their small enclaves and catalog new forms of beauty where they find them. The merfolk of Lorwyn are haughty and elitist, viewing themselves as a cut above any other creatures.
Oh my god,
including their
actually
brothers
non-Simic
from
merfolk.
Shadowmoor. More duplicitous than their Lorwyn
I'm
counterparts.
we
the
actually can
merfolk
get away
of
from
Shadowmoor
Simic.
seek wealth through any means necessary. The goblins of Lorwyn Eclipsed are known as boggarts on this plane. On the Lorwyn side, they are insatiably curious.
Insanely good card.
Sometimes to their detriment. But those that aren't doomed by their own curiosity grow into powerful, magical creatures, referred to as aunties, who pass on wisdom and provide leadership to their tribes. The goblins of Shadowmoor aren't driven by curiosity so much as vengeance and spite. Their aunties are often loners. Rather than helping their community, they strike out on their own, and are volatile and chaotic.
Good goblin support right there.
Kitkin are a group of pastoral farmers who value the bonds of the collective over everything else. Though individually they may be small, working together allows them to accomplish much, and they are not opposed to letting different creatures join in their group. However, in Shadowmoor, the Kithkin have turned their sense of community inward and given in to paranoia. They erect fortresses and use their unity to repel all outsiders. Fairies are tiny pranksters,
Here we go.
wielding illusion magic to cause mischief. They are fiercely protective of their home Glen Elendra, the narrow valley in the mountains protected by enchanted and powerful fae. Remarkably similar between night and day, they aren't to be underestimated in Lorwyn.
Fairies are gonna be good.
Lorwyn Eclipsed features returning characters as well as new ones. Reese is the former, an elven hunter. He was trained in poison magic by the tree folk. This near immortal stalks Shadowmoor, seeking danger and thrills to occupy his time. Tristan is a new face, an elf raised on stories of great times long gone. Though frail, Tristan's role as horticulturist and poison master for the tyrant Morkant makes them quite a threat.
Okay.
Tristan may not like serving Morkant.
Golgari elves.
New and more chaotic world. They don't have much of a choice. But Tristan dreams of a world where they, not Morkant, lead the elves back to their former glory. Oko is a dangerous shape-shifting planeswalker with a checkered, mysterious past. Those who have crossed his path have often wondered where this clever and dangerous force of nature came from. His mysterious origins are revealed in this.
Everybody boo
as
Oko.
he returns to his home plane. But after sparking turmoil across the multiverse, his reasons for returning home remain unknown. As Lorwyn and Shadowmoor struggle between order and chaos, Oko might just be the thing that tips the balance. This set features the return of the familiar giants from the original Lorwyn. They are as wise as they are massive, and can often be found settling disputes from those smaller than themselves. But don't underestimate them in battle. In addition to the return of the giants, there are also familiar and refreshed mechanics, like Behold. To behold a creature, either choose a creature you control of the same type, or reveal a creature of that type from your hand. Then trigger the related effect. Convoke is another returning mechanic, one which allows you to tap creatures rather than pay some of the mana cost of a spell. Each creature that is tapped pays for either 1 or 1 mana of the creature's colors. With Evoke, you can pay an alternative cost for a creature spell, allowing you to gain its enter the battlefield effects for that.
No angels yet. I don't think there's angels at Lorwyn.
However, if the Evoke cost is paid, the creature is sacrificed when it enters. Kindred share the same set of subtypes as creature cards. This allows cards referring to specific creature types to interact with kindred spells and permanents, if they have the relevant creature types. Lorwyn Eclipsed also includes new mechanics like Vivid, which enables you to count the colors among your permanents for scaling effects. Explosive Prodigy can do X damage, where X is the number of colors among permanents that you control and have counted using Vivid. Or Blight. With this mechanic, you can put a -1/-1 counter on your creatures as a cost. Using Dream Caesar's Blight mechanic, you can put a -1/-1 counter on a creature you control in order to force each of your opponents to discard a card. Lorwyn Eclipsed features 2 commander decks, each of which contains 12 new cards. Dance of the Elements is a 5-color elemental deck.
2 commander
featuring
decks?
creatures with powerful enter-the-battlefield abilities.
Usually we have a lot more than that.
Aisling was first seen in original Lorwyn. She is representative of the Flamekin, a race of elementals formed of fire and stone. Here she wields the new strength of her people, who have emerged into the freshly united plane with greater abilities than before. Blight Curse is a deck that allows the player to experience the blight of Shadowmoor firsthand. This deck is powered by the Blight mechanic. Auntie Ool is a terrifying goblin from Shadowmoor.
I think goblins are going to be up and coming, especially Rakdos goblins.
As vindictive as she is powerful, Auntie Ul prides
Melodic
herself on
Musings,
the
thank you.
creative
Metal
curses
Mania,
she
welcome.
places on anyone who crosses her.
Narnia, how you doing? Zarather.
While magic artwork has always been handmade using digital or physical mediums, Lorwyn Eclipsed showcases the importance of traditional artwork, which makes up a majority of the set. Many
love it.
artists from the original Lorwyn and Shadowmoor sets have returned
Actual
to these familiar
hand-painted
planes for Lorwyn
artwork.
Eclipsed, bringing with them experience and new ideas. Several of those artists documented their process, including Iris Compete, Scott Fisher, Paolo Parente, Jesper Ising, Annie Stegg, and Rebecca Gay. Stay tuned to see more of what it took to bring these incredible visuals to life. Rebecca Gay painted this headliner card,
Ooh.
Bitter Bloom Bear, in a borderless frame. Available in a series of only 500, it is the perfect celebration of the classic style that Lorwyn Eclipsed embraces. 50 cards in the set were created in the Fable frame style, a classic and hand-drawn treatment mirroring the set's aesthetic. These Fable frame cards harken back to traditional bedtime story illustrations, fitting the sometimes whimsical and sometimes dark nature of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. They can be found in play and collector boosters. Borderless cards in Lorwyn Eclipsed also feature returning artists who worked on the original Lorwyn and Shadowmoor sets, showcasing traditional illustrations in a borderless frame. Calling back to compositions from the older sets, these cards feature extreme frame breaking to bring new life to these favorite planes. This special treatment of 20 cards can be found in play and collector boosters. Japan Showcase cards showcase
I got the anime
handcrafted
cards.
Japanese art that complements the folksy setting of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. These 10 cards can be found in collector boosters. The Japan Showcase cards also come in a stunning fracture foil treatment.
Fracture foil
Lorwyn
Japanese
Eclipsed
anime.
also features 5 borderless reversible
Okay,
shocklands.
so
completing
the shocklands
full
are back.
cycle
Here's the
of
full cycle of
Shocklands from Edge
shocklands.
of Eternities. These double-sided cards come in foil and non-foil and can be found in play and collector boosters. Lorwyn Eclipse special guest
There's Bitter
cards
Blossom.
feature a new and unique paper cut design applied to some favorite characters. These are 20 cards in this style, split evenly between Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. Non-foil versions can be found in play boosters, while foil versions are available in collector boosters. And finally, Harmonized Crescendo shines in any deck built around a shared creature type, drawing you cards for each creature you control of that kind. This special treatment is available exclusively in buy-a-box promos. Kin Binding is a powerful addition to any creature-heavy deck. Not only does it give you a Kithkin each turn, but it makes all of your creatures stronger. This treatment can be found as a bundle promo. You don't need to wait until the official release date to start exploring Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. Tune in on January 14th for MTG Arena Early Access.
Hey,
See Lorwyn
I'll be
Eclipsed in
there.
action for the first time. Then, starting the weekend of January 16th, you can play early at your local game store for pre-release. This set will also be available on MTG
There's your
Arena
answer,
on
guys.
January 20th. Otherwise, get ready to enter into Lorwyn and Shadowmoor.
It
on
was Jim
January
Henson, yes.
23rd, when Lorwyn Eclipsed will be available everywhere, whether you gravitate towards day or night. Prefer Lorwyn or Shadowmoor, or find yourself in a dusk realm somewhere in between. This set promises an
We didn't see a lot of
adventure
cards.
full of
We'll have to wait till
duality
after. This is
and
just a
fun.
preview video. They're gonna do an hour-long. They're gonna do an hour-long. Whatchamacallit.
Hello and welcome to the weekly MTG After Show. I'm your host Blake Rasmussen.
Ooh, they're very
On this
soft.
week, And I have several special guests with me today.
Low volume. Hold on, let me turn that up for you.
So
There we go.
These are the actual puppets that you might have seen at the beginning of the debut about 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. They're hanging out in our office for now. These are the actual things. They're super cool. And they're going to be hanging out with us during the show today.
The snake
But
puppet.
we are going to spend most of the time revealing some new cards, talking about Lorwyn Eclipsed, and to do most of the talking is the executive producer of Lorwyn Eclipsed, Mike Turian. Mike, how you
Can
doing?
you guys hear all right?
New Year, Blake.
Happy New Year.
I'm doing happy.
Can
New
you guys
Year,
hear me
everyone.
okay?
I'm doing wonderful. Especially
They're
after
very
seeing
soft.
So much of Lorwyn Eclipsed shown off today. It's all so beautiful, and I'm excited to be back.
I mean, speaking of back, you know, this is our return to Lorwyn, but it's also your return to Lorwyn because you worked on some of the original Lorwyn sets, correct?
Yeah, pretty amazing. It all comes full circle for me. I worked on the game design for the original Lorwyn set, and then I was the lead for the lead game designer for Morningtide.
No step on
and
snack.
then I got to do play testing.
All right, let me
work
turn
on
my
Shadow More
volume of this
design
down
as
a little
well.
bit. There we
So,
go.
You know, for me, seeing the cards when we're showing off some of those special guests, it's you know, I always really get to enjoy, like, oh, now we're doing throwbacks and callbacks of cards like, you know, Bitter Blossom,
Yep.
which I got to make in Morningtide. It's pretty cool and amazing that they've been part of Magic's history so long, and now we're creating new amazing versions of and throwbacks and callbacks. And
Did you raise your hand for this set? Were you like, I want to do this one?
yeah, absolutely. You know, it's fun for me because, you know, I've got to work on so many amazing sets, right? You know, getting to lead like the Lord of the Rings set, and it's working with another partner's property. But, you know, Magic, of course, I started playing Magic when I was 14.
Yeah.
I'm older than 14 now. And
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all? And so, you know, cards that I'm familiar with and I love, and, you know, I helped create. And then also, too, I mean, one thing that I think you really see the design teams put a lot of care and effort into is, hey, how do we do a great tribute and do right by what people love about Lorwyn and Shadowmoor.
John Mankin, how you
and all
doing?
of
Welcome
those
to the show.
cards. And also, we're nearly 20 years, you know, forward in time, right? And so, you know, bringing in mechanics like Behold from a set that it wasn't associated with Lorwyn originally, but it really, I'll say,
Makes sense, yeah.
it makes sense, right? And you know, had we had that, I'll say, innovation or thought process, we likely would have maybe done Behold instead of like the Champion mechanic way back when, right? And so you just really get to see how the design has evolved over time, which is super cool and makes for great cards.
Peak with Muldrifter, and it's been, I won't say decline, it's been, you know, about on level since then. But we may even see a card that's somewhat reminiscent of Muldrifter today. So let's get into the previews. We have a ton of cards to talk about today. Most of them are going to be new. A couple of them you may have seen in the debut video, but we wanted to talk about them. But the first one, we're gonna start by talking about some mechanics from the set.
All right, here we go.
Blight is super interesting to me. This card's incredibly interesting.
Blight is the new mechanic.
Because, you know, Mike, putting on your designer hat here, it's been a while since we've done a mechanic that has the appearance of a downside, putting -1/-1 counters on your own stuff.
Yeah, and of course in Magic, anything that appears to be a downside often ends up being an upside, right? And you can see that here with Dawnhand Dissident, because while you're blading your creatures, right, then you can remove 3 counters.
Tanuki working his ass off.
Some of those counters can be -1/-1 counters, and all of a sudden you get a nice boost, right? And so, you know, with Blight and with -1/-1 counters, they actually, from a design perspective, they went through this interesting arc. Now, the way they came out, you can put those -1/-1 counters on your creatures and actually even kill them, right? If you decide. I don't think that's what you'd be doing here with Dawnhand Dissident typically.
This card seems like one you want to keep in play.
Yeah, you would definitely want to keep it around. But, you know, originally we weren't actually going to let you kill your own creatures with it. There was a rider that prevented you from doing that. We just decided, hey, you know what? If that's how you want to use it, it's like because maybe you have a reanimation card, or maybe you just really need to, you know, make a last-ditch effort, right? You can always trade in the Dawnhand Dissident to exile a card in desperation, right? Just with itself. But yeah, typically you're going to be looking for good combos here. And then also, too, I mean, you know, for those familiar, like, you know, there's a lot of familiarity here with, like, Deathrite Shaman.
Yep.
Right? And, you know, there's...
It evokes that. I mean, it's not quite the same. It doesn't make mana, but it evokes that feeling. It's a 1 mana 1/2, messes with exiling cards from the graveyard.
There are similarities for sure, right? I mean, surveilling, of course, can be very powerful, but right. I mean, of course, a one-mana accelerant is also very powerful. But I mean, this ability here to cast creatures, that you've exiled, that is some serious business, right?
Well, there's a couple other interesting things about this card I want to call it. One is what chat is calling out is this allows you, that third ability, let's not ignore that, that allows you to cast cards you've exiled with this, but it allows you to remove other negative counters as well besides mine, like finality counters.
Yeah,
Stun counters if that comes
Yeah,
up.
you can remove any. You can even remove stun
There's
counters.
a lot of play here. What do you call it? It's an elf.
Yeah, it is an elf, which of course, I mean, as we've been seeing in the previews, right? Lorwyn Eclipsed, creature type matters.
Yeah.
And being an elf is a huge boost. The elves you'll find are in green and black, so this is just a good. What does it look like to be a black elf, right? So an elf warlock here, and there's going to be all sorts of ways to power it up. But yeah, the ability to remove counters of all types. That's what makes Magic so awesome, right? Like with this one card, you can now go back through your entire collection and say, hey, here's a new commander deck, or here's a counter that is important to remove, or just, I mean,
break out those giant fans.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And just like you called out, just remove that stun counter.
Exactly, remove stun counters.
Not something that really typically comes up in limited gameplay all that much, but now all of a sudden it's a new thing. So I'm guessing the Donahan Dissident's probably going to be the one getting stunned.
Probably. I mean, probably. I mean, you look at something even like Sleep Cursed Fairy, for example, which comes into play with 3 stun counters on it. Are we going to see that? Make a resurgence. I don't know. There's a lot of possibility here. We could talk about this card for a while.
Elf Blight seems like it's going to be pretty powerful.
Our next card is Boggart Mischief. So another Blight card. This one spells out Blight in there, but also having to do with goblins, Mike.
Yeah, so once again, Lorwyn itself had, I'll say, 5 major creature types, and then had 3 supporting creature types. And goblins were one of those major creature types, so here in Lorwyn Eclipsed, it's going to be featured in red and black, and you can see that there, just it makes a black-red goblin creature token. There it is, right there.
I love the art on this token.
I know. Well,
this token's amazing.
Create a 1/1 black and red goblin creature.
Lorwyn Eclipsed is just.
Oh, okay. Gain and drain for gobos. All right.
You really see how our art. I mean, our art's always been fantastic in Magic, and once again, nearly 20 years of artists and bringing on such talent. The team really learned a lot from the look of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor, and once again, did a great job of staying true to that, but also evolving.
It's a good point. It would work well with Unstoppable Slasher.
You see that here with the Goblin token. I know we're going to be looking at Changelings upcoming.
Yep.
60 people here and 30 likes. Come on, guys. Let's hit that like button.
And then the Boggart Mischief itself, really a really straightforward card. It'll help you drain your opponent, which and goblins often have a lot of sacrifice going on, so you'll be triggering that hopefully often.
Well, and again, we also see Kindred here. So Kindred makes a comeback in this set.
Yeah, Kindred is here, and so that's just, once again, when creature type mattering, we want to give a way for non-creatures to be able to contribute to that, right? Yeah. Whether that's when you cast it and you get a trigger of, whenever you cast a goblin, or one of the great things here with Boggart Mischief is being an enchantment, it's going to sit in play, and so it ups your goblin creature count. Not creature count,
but yeah,
your goblin
count,
type count as you go, and of course, because it's making some goblins, it really gives you a big boost of goblins in play.
Go gadget goblin.
Well, and this enchantment also plays into what you were talking about earlier about the first version of Blight, which didn't let you kill your creatures. This can come in, Blight a 1/1 goblin to get 2 goblins, and then also trigger on that one that it kills.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So, if you cast a second Boggart Mischief, for instance, you can sort of cycle out the first.
We've got some pretty good goblin support over every set.
And once again, I mean, you just see how well.
Generally, one of the more universal creatures.
Card we looked at before with here's some counters to go and remove.
Yeah.
Right. Tons of goodness there.
All right, let's move on from this to Convoke, and our next card, Appeal to Erdu. This one is pretty simple, but how are you taking this in limited, Mike?
It's tricky. Combat tricks in sets that are really creature type heavy are something that you really need to prioritize. One thing that makes it, I think, better than people are going to expect is the fact that with Convoke, you can cast it for very little mana.
Yeah.
Right? And so, right, I mean, that is a very powerful effect to be able to, basically be representing nothing, and all of a sudden, 2 of your creatures.
There should be some kind of dragon in there.
Boosted.
And we saw in the debut video that the rare white-blue merfolk that comes into play untaps all your merfolk that are attacking. You could then, have 2 mana, turn it into this. I think especially with merfolk doing a lot of tapping and untapping shenanigans, this could do a lot there.
Yeah.
We'll see if we get Erdu.
And the fact that it gives 4 additional power.
The actual
really
dragon
can make a difference. The toughness.
We'll probably get 2, maybe the black dragon and the white dragon.
You can both deal some extra damage, and if you easily.
Yeah, we're really voking here, Adrian.
So there's definitely gameplay, and the fact that once again, I mean, you're going to be wanting to have out a lot of creatures means you're just a little bit more likely to get into creature combat.
This is draft
However,
chaff.
on the
This is
flip
a
side,
fucking common
that's
card
just
that
a
sucks.
factor of, well, you want to get a lot of creatures into your deck.
Let's move on to a slightly more interesting Convoke card that you're going to be seeing across the table from you quite a bit. This is Winnowing. Let's go through this real quick. So it's 6 mana. It's got Convoke, so you're probably not casting it for 6 mana. And then for each player, you choose a creature that player controls. Then each player sacrifices all their creatures they control that don't share a creature type with the chosen creature. Don't choose a changeling. So this is obviously, Mike, a far more interesting use of Convoke here for a specialized Wrath. But I also want to talk about some of these treatments here. We saw a bit of them in the video.
This is a commander card.
Tell us a bit about, the extended frame we see all the time, but tell us a bit about the Japan Showcase in this set.
So the Japan Showcase, and then we're showing the Fracture Foil Japan Showcase. I think the video we saw, it does that nice little dance.
Yep,
so you
the
can
video's always nice.
You can see that the gleam and the shine. Both the Japan Showcase treatments are collector booster exclusives. And with Lorwyn Eclipsed, in English packs, you'll get these in English. If you open up the Japanese packs, you get them in Japanese.
Okay.
So we it's very straightforward there. We work with, you can see the artist credit. We work with these amazing Japanese artists to really bring alive sort of that anime style that's so popular and so amazing in Japan. And this is just another, of course, that's been a very popular style, but this is just, this idea of collectability. When we were in Lorwyn and Shadow,
Tribes are a big thing in
collector
Lorwyn.
boosters didn't exist. We didn't have these treatments. And I know we're going to show off and have been showing off the Fable frame.
Right.
That's just another treatment that the team really went and said, hey, what are some of these cards that we can take, and we'll show a standard version, and then we'll amplify and really tap into the resonance of what makes Lorwyn Eclipsed awesome.
All right.
And then back to Winnowing. This is a card that you can really, like, when you build your deck around this, you can really get your opponent good, right? And basically turn it into a one-sided Wrath.
Yeah.
Right. And like you said, you're not going to be desperate enough to cast this for 6 mana very often.
Yeah.
So you can definitely
Tribes or
you can
typals.
definitely use some of those token creatures to help pay for it.
Yep.
And then likely be clearing away for your bigger creatures as well. And I really enjoy Wraths that you can put in decks.
So goblins are all a creature type.
So often
It's all a
just like,
typal.
oh, I want to put Wrath of God style cards in my deck, but also I'm putting in creatures too. Here is one that for as many Wraths as we have in Magic, it really sits in a novel space.
Well, there are even, I don't know that an ally deck, for example, would want a wrath, but if they did ever, this can leave all of their creatures untouched, for example.
Right. And I love, I mean, it's one of the things that makes creature types so much
Hey, Chris
fun.
Cass, Fight the Night. How you doing?
Here, of course, within the world of Lorwyn Eclipsed, you're likely to be using it with Kithkin, elves, merfolk, right, whatnot. But outside of that, right, just like we were talking about with the counters, there's so many different creature types that would really benefit.
Yep.
You know, you're building a soldier deck, and all of a sudden you're, winning.
Yeah, I just don't feel like this is going to have a really good application.
Changelings with this. Changelings are back. We have our next card, Flock Imposter.
There we go.
I love
We needed shapeshifters. This is going to be very useful,
some of these.
especially for
The art
demons.
it cracks me up.
It does, yeah.
Right, yeah. And I love how Flock Imposter's like looking at you like, who me?
Yeah.
Like, no, I
I am Bird.
Flash
real
flying,
bird. I'm
2/2
bird,
flash
bird.
flying for 3.
It's and then the card itself is
Ooh, and it
beautiful
returns
also.
something. Ooh.
Flash, flying, changeling, those are all really powerful abilities. The fact that, if you do just flash it out, you can save another creature of yours, right? Or if, if it's been pacified
Yep.
or not by your opponent, you can go and clear that off.
Or Evoke.
Yeah.
It works as sort of a pseudo blink. You can evoke something out early, bounce it back, and still get to cast it again later.
Yeah, that'll work in
Yeah,
slivers. It'll
totally
work in
true, right?
Orzhov Demons.
There's so many good combos. And one thing that I think is always so fun about these effects is like you discover them in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Like, of course, there are ones that you plan out, right? But just like as you're going, you're just like, oh, this is the moment. I need to bring out Flock Imposter right here, and you can really get your opponent. And just, I mean, straight up a 2/2 flying shapeshifter is a reasonable.
We've had, I think
Yeah.
the original Aven Changeling, I think, was one of the originals. It was just
It was just that without
2/2 flying.
no
changeling.
flash, no
Yeah.
unsummoning.
Yep.
Right. And that card was
Yeah,
plenty-
bending is
playable.
pretty much
Yeah,
over with. That was going to only be for that set.
Definitely an upgrade here. Also, I'll give credit to the art team of, hey, there's wings in the art, so the creature has flying. I know they're all walking along the ground, but flying is definitely a huge part of it.
It's actually going to work really well in certain decks.
I think.
And anything that
draw
bounces
Flock
is
Imposter,
fucking
I'll
insanely
focus
possible
now
and
every time.
powerful right now.
It's like looking at you. Bird.
Let's check out some more great.
If it was a
changelings.
2-drop, it'd be
Our
even
next
worse.
card,
But
Chomping Changeling. It's a 2 and a green for a changeling shapeshifter. Could be an elf, could be an elk. When this creature enters, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. There are a few artifacts and enchantments running around standard these days, but changeling here.
Yeah. Another changeling, definitely more of a workhorse. You'll definitely get some good value, right? Whether it's from the changeling aspect, or we're going to look at some pretty powerful artifacts and coming up. So
Yeah.
there's always plenty of good targets.
We'll take all the Reclamation Sages we can get.
Yeah. Well,
Reclamation
in here, too,
Sage.
you can really see how the team really went and updated the look of changelings, right? Like Flock Imposter, Chomping Changeling, right? There is more, I'll say, of the cute vibe, the fun vibe. Before, I think changelings were trying to be very unique, and so we've just adjusted that look and feel into a really great place, because all of them are just more fun, more adorable. I really love the overhaul we've done there.
Well, another small design thing I love on cards like this is a 1/2. We're very familiar with like Reclamation Sage being a 2/1, but in a set with Blight.
Right, you want the extra toughness.
Yeah.
Right, so that you can blight it once and it'll stick around for sure. I mean, we just saw a good combo of, you can Chomping Changeling, Flock Imposter, get some good value there.
Yep.
Right, there's value to be had all over the place nowadays.
All right. Sticking with the typal theme, we have a pretty cool Chronicle of Victory. You get to choose a creature type. Creatures you
Ooh.
control of the chosen type get +2/+2, have first strike and trample. That'll win a few games. And then
expensive,
whenever you
but
cast a spell of the chosen type, draw. Mike, this is kind of in line with a
little
of these
expensive.
sorts of
As
five,
I could-
six
I could
mana,
justify
slap
this
one,
as a
choose creature
5-drop.
type, and then you get really rewarded for sticking to that creature type.
I could justify this as a 5-drop for a finisher,
Yep.
but I don't know if this is
effects.
going to be good enough to be
Chronicle
a.
of Victory, and one thing that's
standard
great
card.
about this is, it. Because
Oh, by the
it's
way,
6 mana,
they're fighting the Phyrexian invasion right here.
now,
This is
for
what's
commander. You can probably
this is what's going on.
it's not typically
They're
as
fighting
big
the
of a deal.
Phyrexian
But
invasion.
here, at 6 mana, it's nice that it gives you that immediate effect. Of
It's
plus-
almost like an overrun.
Yeah, it's an overrun, right?
Yeah.
First strike +2/+2, first strike and trample, basically exactly what a horde of goblins wants.
It's
or
a finisher.
Whatever
If you can get it
creature
out-
type you're going after there, and it also has an ongoing effect, right? If that's not enough to just
If you can get it out, it's a good
on the
finisher.
spot,
That's all.
which, often you want from a 6 mana card. The fact that it has this ongoing effect means that if you in commander, or if you do happen to stall out in limited, it gives you something to keep going, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the elf deck that was so famous basically
I don't know.
cast a card to get this effect
Yes.
going.
Could it?
Right here, you're just getting it built in. Of course, that was a 1 mana card. This is 6 mana, but
It's the same
but
effect.
the same-
It's one
the same
mana
effect.
stapled onto overrun. Like it maths.
Yeah. You definitely there's a reason there's the word victory in the
Yeah.
title.
Yep. I do want to pause for a moment and also talk about the Fable frame.
Oh yeah. The Fable frame, as I mentioned, we showed off some of these in the debut video, and the narrator talked about how, this is really trying to capture this idea of, hey, what does it mean to be in this storybook idyllic world, right? And at the same time, for those set in Shadowmoor, I love that the Fable frame also really works with that too, right? So no matter if you're on the day side or the night side, the Fable frame really just I say brings a lot of aesthetic resonance to Lorwyn Eclipsed. So really happy with that turned out. And I believe in total, I think it's about 50 cards in the set. I might be off by 1 or 2, but it's right around 50 cards in the set have the Fable frame.
Okay. Yeah, and if you're interested in where the different treatments are all found, the Collecting Lorwyn Eclipsed article will be up at the end of this stream. I also I love the art on the left. You can see the Phyrexian symbol.
Yeah, that's the
There is clearly
Phyrexian
fighting.
invasion.
It looks like a worm coil engine or something in that vein.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
right. It has that tapestry slash. This was chiseled onto the stones in a cave.
Yep.
Feeling, but yeah, there's definitely that storytelling piece. That's nice.
Yeah.
Really great call out.
All right, let's move on to a mechanic that is new but not new. It's newly named Vivid.
Vivid.
But it's something we've seen before. Let's pause on this giant druid. For 7 mana, you get a 7/7 trampler. That when it enters, you get to reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X permanent cards, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. So almost all the time, it's going to be at least 1. And then you get to put those permanent cards onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your
Wow.
library. So let's talk about renaming Vivid. We've seen this ability. I mean, Bloom
This
Tender
is not
actual
bad.
reprint with this card.
Yeah. Bloom Tender is the same exact card. We've just added Vivid, to call out that, hey, this is in line with that. As I mentioned, sort of when we got talking, it's like, hey, we went back and looked at.
Oh,
took
it's
a look
X
at
number
what
of
Lorwyn's
colors.
about, right?
No,
Look at what
yeah, this
Lorwyn's
is
about.
this is
So,
for
of
fucking
course,
rainbow
we'll be
decks.
talking- this
I
is
thought it
nice.
was if you control. I thought it was
the first card we showed off.
devotion. If it was devotion, I'd say
Another-
green would be
another
fucking
theme that
doing
was
big
really
things in this.
present.
But this is
Now,
for
it wasn't-
fucking
it wasn't vivid, right? But the color
Yeah.
matters. Was
Yep.
was a
X is the number of colors among permanents you control. So it's going to be 1 to 5.
Auras.
Roma was yeah.
Not that good.
And there's
Not
been,
that good.
and
Let's all calm down. This is for
once
domain
again,
decks.
Design has moved forward in something, and we've done like, count mana symbols.
Yeah.
Right? Gray Merchant. Here it was just a very
So most it's
straightforward,
going to be is
take
5.
a look
Minimum
at
it's going to
how
be is
many
1.
colors
Which,
permanents
frankly, you're better
you
off just
have,
going for
and then that comes back to it. It works
a
really
pre-existing
well,
card
because all
already.
These things are, I'll say, on board right? You're just, oh, I'm bringing out creatures. Okay, so you're going to have a green creature and a white creature. And so it just naturally works. But then you can also, once again, build around it, power it up.
Yeah.
And yes, we didn't do artifacts with Vivid, colorless artifacts with Vivid.
Yeah.
That is, that seems cruel. And
Takes a
unusual.
little bit more work.
Yeah,
on that,
right.
yeah.
But so you'll start out at
No, I mean, if you're a domain player, I'm not a
like
domain
we
player.
Have a few.
Yeah. I also love the art differences here. You've got the Paulo Parente art, which is just savage and badass and amazing. And then you've got the really trippy Matthew Forsythe.
You could maybe do a Jund reanimator or something like that.
As far as I know, no relation to Aaron. Yeah.
But even
I
that,
just love that you can have both of those in the set. They both feel at home, and players can kind of pick which one they want.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that's amazing. And really, I mean, I know we've been showing off.
I mean, I guess in Golgari's 2 permanents onto the battlefield for free is not terrible. But also, we just have
versions.
Yeah.
Of those.
we
So
have
once
the
again,
dinosaur
you know,
one, and
if
we
you're like,
have
hey, you want that
Smuggler
more
Surprise too, which is
feeling
kind
vibe of day.
you know.
have it. The Shadowmoor feeling vibe as well, and we did that with a number of lands in this.
Yeah.
I mean, not the double-sided piece, but just giving you that option of, hey, if you're building a deck and you want, to be more bright and sunny or a little darker, you have options.
All right, let's move on to our last mechanical card. So we aren't going to cover, we'll get to them in pieces here. We're not going to talk about Behold, Evoke. Both of those are returning mechanics that were in the debut video. But I want to show off our last Vivid card because this falls somewhere on the Muldrifter alignment chart. It's an elemental.
Yeah.
It draws cards. But pretty cool use of Vivid here.
Yeah, really great
Yes.
use of Vivid.
They count as both
One thing
colors.
that we showed off, I think, very briefly were some of the commander cards, right? And so I know that commander deck really has ways to cheat elementals into play. So yes, it's 6 mana here, but if you can find a way to
the face commander lets you evoke this for 4, and then when it dies, you get another copy of it.
Yeah, exactly, right. In the commander, right? Like all of a sudden, you're just going to have a ton of colors of cards out. So yeah, so you can be drawing a lot of cards, and then I mean, really, if you get to 6 mana in limited,
I'm paying 6 mana for this.
It's just a lot of color. I mean, it's a blue creature for 6. Like,
and once again, you're likely to get.
it's a 3/3.
That is
The other one that we already have is way better, the warp
you're
one.
Gonna pay a little bit of mana, but
All right, in this card's defense, this is
hopefully
what all
once
Magic
that's
cards
up there,
used
you
to
have a
look
nice
like.
rainbow,
Like in the 90s.
creature
I don't know how
cards,
many 90s
right?
flavors
It'll be a good
we have
feeling when
here,
you just, like,
but this is
swoop
all
all
what
the
fucking, they all look
right?
crazy like this.
That's
Really
the
vivid,
reason
really
that game is
sharp,
probably going
all kind of crazy colors and
And,
elements
it is
and
worth noting
really
from
busy
here
effects.
is hybrid
This is
mana
like
turn
a
2,
classic
which means
Magic
you can
card
have,
painting.
even if you
They
just
all
have
used to
islands
look
in
like
play,
this.
There are ways to have multiple colors.
I can't really explain it other than that. Then
Yeah, right.
this is
right.
what a
And,
classic
just,
Magic card
I
looks
mean,
like from
just
like
we showed off,
1996.
Goblin token, right?
I'll show you some and you'll see what I mean.
Tokens being multicolored, a lot of them.
Is going to help.
Right. Once again, that also
If you would have showed me this card,
right? So
and if you were like, "Hey, look at this card," and I was like in middle school, I would have been like, "Yeah, that makes sense." I would have been like, "Oh, that's from the future." I'd have been like, "Oh, that's
Just reframe
that's
it
the
as what
that's
kind of
from
Muldrifter.
right now."
What kind of
Like
Muldrifter are you?
the
Okay,
cost,
I'm
the
looking
3/3
All right,
flying
now we're going to
for
take a trip
6.
through Lorwyn. We're just going to show off some cool cards that are Lorwyn aligned in some form or fashion, whether through art or flavor text, or as we said so. We're going to start off with Mirror Form. This is a 6 mana instant, so again, a bit hefty, but each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of target non-aura permanent.
Yeah. So first call out here is this can do some pretty absurd things.
Yeah.
Right.
Each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of
you can
target
really- if you have
non-aura
something
permanent.
That's giving everything a boost. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
you're just like, yep, all of my tokens become that. All of my all of my enchantments, not the auras, become that. Now,
Treasures,
Yeah,
food,
yeah, exactly.
like just random tokens you have lying around.
yeah, you can do, and like all of a sudden, I'll just say muscle sliver, right? I mean, there's any.
This is a pretty wild. Blue will play this on the high end. Blue control decks.
That is
Don't do that.
Don't.
It's not going to go well.
That
unless you have a
doesn't.
mirror
That doesn't.
gallery in play.
Yeah,
Then
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
then you're off on a different journey.
Well, but it doesn't even unless you're choosing that mirror gallery.
Yeah.
The mirror gallery is just becoming this too, so it doesn't even.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you know,
God.
there's no. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, don't
Then
don't go down that path either. Yeah, so just a friendly warning there.
Yeah.
You know, the first time on Arena where you're like, ooh, and then all of a sudden, like all of your stuff just disappears
Yeah.
instantly. You're like,
what happened?
What have I done?
Yeah.
But yeah, you choose good targets like Muscle Sliver and so many more, and all of a sudden they're just like all are just gigantic creatures.
As Chad is pointing out too, now we've seen things like this before, like Mirror Weave, and but this is an instant. It is not until end of turn.
Yeah, this is just this is ongoing.
This is something else.
Yeah. So it is ongoing, and so yeah, really powerful. Because and once again, you know, you are paying a good amount of mana for this, and so the effect is pretty amazing. And also, I mean, once again, since we're talking about art, the Fable art there, it's just to be, I don't know, once again, delightful. I really enjoy that, and I think the one in the mirror is like how you will look when you cast this successfully.
I did that, yes.
Right. It's just that is a great look.
All right. Next, let's move on to another mirror card that works a little bit different. Mirror Mind Crown with that excellent Dan Fraser art. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature, the first time you would create one or more tokens.
One of those. Make copies of
instead
this.
Create that many tokens that are copies of the equipped creatures. Just copies.
Crazy good and fucking mobilize.
Yeah, and there's, you know, and I'm sure if you're playing this, you have a double season in play while you're at it, so you can get even more, even more copies. Once again, super open-ended, super fun. You know, you get to go through your library of being take a look at all of Magic creatures.
Yeah.
And be like, you know what? Which ones do I want to just be making
all of this? Muldrifter.
Yeah, Muldrifter,
Equip
right?
this to a Muldrifter.
Yeah.
Make some tokens. They all draw you 2 cards.
Yeah, they all make you 2 cards. Oh, I'm going to make
You can.
something
This
that
is a
pops
win
up.
con and mobilize, by the
All
way.
of a sudden,
If you put this on Vidalkin,
you know, next thing you know,
you put this on Vidalkin,
your screen on Magic Arena is like super tiny. You're
or
like,
you swing with Vidalkin, and it
where
creates
can I find my stuff?
three
There's
attacking
so many
tapped and
things.
attacking
Mentioning
tokens,
Academy
and you've
manufacturing.
put it on
exactly.
fucking a dragon or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
just,
it's brutal.
it
They
really
they
gets
had a
out of
card like
control
this in
so
Alchemy, and they had to
quickly.
nerf it.
Yeah. But that's what makes Magic fun.
Scoot Swarm.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can go to
Get out your calculator to figure out what is happening.
Yeah. Hopefully, whoever you're playing Magic with is a good sport and just lets you go to town and have fun as you're overwhelming the board with copies of copies of copies.
Yep. I also want to point out the flavor text. The flavor on this is great. Forged in Velisfell, which is famous.
Yeah, but the aura I think
Sold to a
I think it's like an instant or something like that, and it only works. You have to attach it to like something. It's not quite as good as this.
Sort of a callback. Giants are white red. They were white red in the original Lorwyn.
Nice.
We had Brian Stoutarm.
Here we go.
And here we have Bree of Clan Stoutarm.
Giant mommy.
4/4 giant warrior. Can give another target creature you control flying and lifelink till end of turn. You know, her cousin, I don't know what their relation was, but he just threw people.
Yeah, Bree treats you a lot better.
A lot nicer.
A lot better. You're not getting sacrificed and tossed. Instead, you get flying and lifelink. So you get tossed in a better way.
If you gain life,
Yeah, and
non-land card, you may cast this card less than equal to the amount of life you go. Oh my goodness. Boros life gain, we're so fucking back, bros. Boros life gain, we're so back.
Mana cost. If the spell's mana value is less than or equal to the amount of life you gain this turn, otherwise put it into your hand. That seems pretty strong in a life gain focused deck.
Yeah, I mean, you know, one thing that I think the life gain focus decks always want, and all Magic decks do, is you want card advantage, right? And one thing that I think life gain decks are susceptible to is, you're like, hey, I'm at 120 life, but actually I'm out of cards, and So here, the
Yeah,
fact
this
that
is
3 is both
a 4/4 for 4,
helping you
so it's
gain
out of
life
lightning bolt range. It's
and
reasonable.
refilling
It's a
your
reasonable
card.
price to
Even
go
if you're
down.
not casting it for free, you're still getting the card into your
It can
hand.
give you the life link,
So there's goodness either
and
way
you can
there.
cast spells. Yeah, Mardu
Doing a lot
life
of
gain
doing a lot of
or
powerful- and let's not
Boros
forget,
life gain.
4 mana 4/4.
Helix. Yeah, Helix is brutal with
That's just
this.
a good
Yeah.
body.
And that can give a creature flying and lifelink. Those, I mean, this is going to turn a lot of limited games around.
Yeah, yeah, and I will say that the sheep in the basket there are, I don't believe they're the same sheep that we saw in the Jim Henson trailer, but there's some similarities. Yeah.
All right, let's. We've done a few rares in a row. Let's take a look at a common that you're going to be seeing playing a lot of, Moon Glove Extractor. We got that Elf Warlock and an attack trigger here, Mike.
Yeah, really straightforward, powerful card. You know, one of
It's
the,
actually not a
we've
bad
been
card.
seeing so many 2 toughness creatures. Here, only 1 toughness, so definitely going to be tough.
It's not good, but it's not
through
bad.
Multiple attacks.
Yeah.
But even
Let's
if
say
you just
that.
get off 1 attack and do a trade, you know, you're up a card, down a life, and that's a fine place to be.
Well, and I look at this card much like, you know, blue gets a number of, I'm old, and you probably get this reference to, Ophidian-style cards, where you attack, and if you get through, you draw a card. If you deal damage, whatever. This one gets it on just the attack.
Yeah, just on the attack, right? And I think there'll be a lot of times where you'll be able to take advantage of that, and just add it into attack, knowing your opponent won't know, but you'll know that you're just basically sacrificing it to replace it. But they still are going to have to evaluate how they block, and maybe it's going to get another creature through. So I mean, if you get a second attack off, like the first attack. You're right. If you get a second attack off with the Moonglove Extractor, you're doing pretty well for yourself.
It's the kind of card that's a common that could sit there and not do a ton, or just replace itself, or it could just kind of run away with the game.
Yeah.
If it's feeding you ways to keep getting it through.
Yeah. I mean, drawing cards repeatable is incredibly powerful. So, absolutely, it's an immediate threat that your opponent is going to need to have a response to.
No, I love this card. I'll be drafting a lot of it. Let's move back to a giant. Why not? Let's take a look at another cool card, Goliath Daydreamer. So another 4 mana 4/4 giant wizard. Love, again, both the different art styles here. But whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand,
putting
exile
in
that
graveyard
card
as a
with
result.
green counter on it instead of putting it into your graveyard.
Holy
as it
shit.
resolves. So it feels very like suspendy sort of thing. But whenever this creature attacks, you may cast a spell from among cards you own in exile with dream counters on them without paying its mana cost. Really cool effect here, Mike.
Yeah, it's a really cool effect, and the big
really
key
good.
here is you have to cast that spell, the instant or sorcery, the first time.
Yeah.
Right. You have to get out the Goliath Daydreamer, cast that instant or sorcery for the first time, and then if it's a card that's boosting your creature, right? I of course like a Reckless Assault. Right, if you have 5 mana, I mean, not that Reckless Assault's in the set, but just giving an example of all of a sudden you get to double up on that effect.
Yep.
And that's a 10 power.
The Crown with
effect
Generous
that,
Plunder, that's not bad.
Or I mean, in Commander, you want to cast a Relentless Assault.
Yeah.
Right, you cast it. If you
For
come
no
back to your
cost,
turn,
yeah.
cast
Giants are the
Relentless
no-cost
Assault.
creatures.
More relentless.
More relentless assaults,
Yep.
more attacks, more triggers, and so that actually can really go and be quite absurd. So yeah, it's I mean, to me it's a quintessential red card in that, hey, it's a giant, it's a big creature, it lets you do all sorts of fun, chaotic things, and I think just you can have a big
we have Oko.
A big laugh, and
We have
there's a
Oko.
reason it's called Daydreamer, right? I mean, once
The
again,
things you can dream of, yeah.
right. Not that I'm reading chat right now, but I'm sure chat is giving us some.
Well, chat's mostly talking about extra turns with this card.
Yeah, well,
Time
sure,
warp.
yeah, right, of course. I mean, why do fair things like only an extra combat?
Cast this turn 4, turn 5, cast Time Warp, attack, cast Time Warp again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Next thing you know, you're casting Time Stretch.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You're like, oh, look at this. Yeah. And once again, I hope chat all has really fun
And
sporting
that's when
opponents.
and see, the art is appropriate because that's when your opponent falls asleep with a book on their chest. They're like, wake me when you're done.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or they start shuffling up for the next game as it goes.
All right. Now we're gonna move into a little bit of an odd. I was gonna say odd duck, but it is a bird of sorts. So Abigail, eloquent first year.
Okay.
An odd owl, maybe. What's
Orzav.
odd about this card?
Bird Bard.
Is that this is actually a Strixhaven student.
Yeah, so we have, one thing that's going on in Lorwyn.
Oh,
Eclipsed
Silverquill.
Is there are a few Strixhaven students that are sort of, I'll say, visiting, peeking in.
Yeah.
And so Abigail's among them.
Interesting.
Right, and so that is kind of this, when you're in school, you go on field trips, and they're kind of, they're sort of the same element going on. And here, Abigail is doing a lot. A really unique design in a lot of ways, right?
Really unique.
Yeah, like flying first strike lifelink is not something you typically see. I mean, except for like Baneslayer Angel style. But on a 1/1 though, that's part of what makes it unique.
Yep.
And then you are turning either one of your own creatures
Into a Baneslayer,
or one of your opponent's creatures. You're maybe removing.
Hey, what's up, Hillbilly?
Some good abilities that they have, right? And so it just.
I mean, you do this to a Llanowar Elf. Llanowar Elf
It
is
very well
great.
might.
It's
If
now
you
1/1
combined it
flying
with a
creature, but
warped
it's not what it's there
creature.
for.
Yeah, it's not what it's there for.
Well, no, you cast it for its warp cost, so it's
and-
not going to get rid of its triggered.
So,
I'll have to
once
see.
again,
I can't answer you
doing-
mechanically on that.
It's doing an awful lot.
Yeah.
And
If it gets
I'll
rid of its
just
whole
see
text
how
box.
people use it. You mentioned hybrid.
Yep.
So this is showing off hybrid here. So yeah, we will see how people use it. Definitely, there's the very straightforward cast it, put some good auras on it, and
Yes, it does have powerful changelings. We already saw some
I'll
really good
also
changelings.
throw out there. So if you're interested in what Strixhaven students are doing on Lorwyn, you can head to mtgstory.com, and the entire Lorwyn story is available to read now. It went up in December, so if you haven't checked it out yet, really great story and ready to read right now.
Yeah, read. I think we do a podcast and videos.
Yep, there's a podcast available as well for recap, so check all of that out. All right, next let's move on to a card that we saw in the debut video but didn't spend a ton of time with and is worth spending time with. Let's take a look at the cleverly titled Meek Attack.
Meek Attack.
2 in a red for an enchantment. And then 1 in a red, you may put a creature card with total power and toughness 5 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. That creature gains haste. At the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice that creature. Okay, so besides the clever name here, Mike, what are you seeing with this card?
Yeah, so right. I mean, there's of course the obvious.
This is not
to sneak attack.
terrible
I've seen a lot of
because
speculation
in
here,
Rakdos you
now
could
we
accelerate
deal with the
something like
Here it
a
is, it's Meek
Sunset
Attack.
Saboteur out.
And we have it in the Japan showcase.
Especially if you're doing a
as well,
sacrifice
so a
deck
lot of-
that
a lot of
specifically
fun
wants
different variants.
sacrifices.
One
you
thing
could
that we've
accelerate
seen
people
a
down
lot
the
of
road.
with Lorwyn Eclipsed, and I'm just excited about it in general, is the open-endedness.
Yeah.
Right. So many of these cards have been, hey, once again, go through your Magic collection, find it. To me, when I think of Meek Attack, I think back to like Revelark, right? If you're just like, oh, what? Oh, okay.
What goes with this?
Yeah, what goes with this? And here, because it's that, because it's that mixture of power and toughness, 5 or less, right? You can just be doing math and, okay, what 05 do I have that, what Door in the Siege Tower, right? Or 1 4s or 4 1s.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend 5 O's.
Probably not. I mean, maybe. But, well, I mean,
Not that it exists right now.
Yeah, and the thing with Sneak Attack is always getting high casting cost creatures here. So you're also looking like what has a low power and toughness but a high casting cost because it does something.
Yeah.
Not to use scornful egotist, but it's something like that is very small.
It's a small sneak attack, yeah.
Because it does something stupid.
Yeah.
And so is Agent of Treachery for example.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. There's lots of ones. And once again, I mean, we were talking about blink
That's
effects.
the joke.
and
It's
summon
meek
effects,
attack. It's sneak attack, but tiny.
There's just really good ways to reuse it. It's another card that, like, as you're just going through, I mean, and finding ways to take advantage of this. And of course, it gets haste, so you can get in that attack or use the tap ability right away.
You can also activate it a turn earlier. Sneak attack is turn 3, and turn 5 it activates.
This next song was, or the next song.
4 to 5. This one is actually
Next
3 to
card,
4.
Morn Song Aria.
Ooh, here we go.
Callback, because Marilyn the
Look at this monster of a card right here. Absolutely crazy. This demands, I like this because this demands, I have to pause it for a second. I want to talk about it. This demands you remove it. It is giving your opponent an advantage, but my goodness, this is, if you put this in a black deck against something like Lessons or something like that, it pauses the game basically. It demands that you deal with this. You can't let this stay on the board for too long. It's gonna have to be dealt with in one way or the other. It's insane enchantment right there. Yeah. They lose 3 life. They search for a card, put it in their hand. Yeah, it's really weird, man. This is either going to be amazing or it's going to be garbage. I don't know, but it's going to shake things up.
She's a very popular card in Commander because, I mean, if you're playing, I'll say, more competitive Commander, you're going to go and tutor for a card that's likely winning you the game.
Chat's already about Opposition Agent and Stranglehold.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, the big thing here is I would not just randomly cast this card.
Yeah.
I would not just be like, well,
let's find out what happens.
What do I have in my deck? I've always been curious. What do I want to draw? No, when you're casting this, I'd encourage you to have a plan. And also, you're going to want a way to defend it, right? Because your opponent typically will get the first tutor.
Yep.
Right. That means that they're going to have their first chance to sort of stop you or pull off their own combo. So and great. The Scott Fisher art here is just tremendous.
So good.
Yeah, I really love that. During the debut, I really loved. We went and saw behind the scenes the artist, and we worked with the artist.
Yep.
They took sort of time lapse of their work.
Yep.
And so that's with the physical art that's been done, the traditional art. It's just been really great to see these artists bring Lorwyn Eclipsed to life in this stunning way.
All right, let's move on and transition from Lorwyn to Shadowmoor by looking at the basic lands. So we have some really cool basic lands here. So these are sort of the quote-unquote normal lands.
Yeah, one thing to call out, once again, if you are reading the story, a big thing that's happening here in Lorwyn Eclipsed is Lorwyn and Shadowmoor are coming together, right? That's the whole idea, where Lorwyn is the plane of day, Shadowmoor of night, right? We saw our fantastic singers really highlight the differences there, but they come together in what's called these dusk zones. And this plains art here, and all of the arts, but the plains, I think, really does a good job of showing off what the dusk zone looks like in that feel. You can kind of get that in the mountain too, where it's kind of the dusk zone, shimmer, and that, and so day and night are merging together, and the residents of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor are sort of coming to grips with what's going on. So the basic lands really do a great job of highlighting that.
And we have full art basic lands as well, whether you love Lorwyn.
Yeah, and so here, right, the regular basics are showing those dust zones. For the full art basics, we were like, hey, let's highlight Lorwyn, and then let's highlight Shadowmoor. So here we're looking at Lorwyn and sort of more pastoral, idyllic, and then we also get to see the same lands,
Shadowmoor,
but with the Shadowmoor version, right? You can see there. These are sort of, not. If you set them side by side, you can see.
We can do that. We have the next slide.
Yeah, there you go. We've set them top and bottom, I suppose.
Yep.
Right, but you can really see here the distinction of, hey, what does this land look like more with the light setting and
Black
the
hole
dark
sun,
setting. I think
won't
the
you
mountain really just
come?
does a
I like
great
these full
job of
arts.
highlighting
Yeah, it
that.
does.
I mean, and all of these are just so beautiful and fun, and
They're pretty intense.
look
This
forward
red one's nice.
to playing with.
Yeah, you can pick. Are you going to go to Lorwyn? You going to go to Shadowmoor? A little bit of a mix.
Right? Yeah. Are you chaotic going to both? Right? Just yeah.
All right, we still got a few
it's
more
a fortress.
cards to show off, as well as all of the special guests. So we're going to keep marching on in our journey. This next card is one of the more interesting cards in the set to me, because we don't do these sort of affects all players cards as much anymore. Here we've got Lava Leaper, all creatures.
Holy
not all
shit.
creatures you control.
Fucking
All
group hug,
creatures
man.
based. And then it's got that Mana Flare ability. Again, any player taps a basic land for mana, they're going to get rewarded.
Yeah, and we have once again just hysterical and fantastic
Amazing art.
Yeah, so super amazing art. I think both arts really illustrate the chaos that.
Yeah,
we'll
it's not
see
supposed to
when
look
you
very
cast Lava
welcoming.
Leaper,
It's
right?
either-
because
see,
all creatures have haste. Everyone gets
Law,
double
white
mana. It's
embodies
go time.
law
And,
order.
Lava Leaper
So
here.
you have a nice, peaceful village,
And once again, another
but you
4
also
mana,
on the
4/4,
dark side of
so
that,
you
meaning the
definitely get
dark
some good
aspect of
value,
white is
right up
strict
front.
rule, regiment,
I think the big
totalitarian
trick here with
control.
Lava Leaper and making
Again,
this
like a
work
prison
is
fortress. Like
finding a way
maybe you're
to-
safe inside,
yes,
but you have
because
to follow
it's
such a strict
symmetrical,
regiment
how
that
do
it's a
you,
negative.
When you cast it, break that symmetry just right away, so you're the first one taking advantage of it, right? Also, too, I mean, if you are playing, commander, you can be more, I'll say, political about it, right? Like making sure you have some good strategic alliances while you're doing it. In constructed, a 4 mana 4/4 haste is pretty good. Hopefully, you just have some ways to take advantage of that big mana because. I mean, it's like I said, it's go time when you get Lava Leaper.
Well, and I think
You
one of
could
the
combine this with
interesting
Badger Mole for a big
things is
finish,
Whenever
you
a
know?
player taps a basic land for mana, so if you're mono red, you can load up on basic lands, or if you're even red green or something like that, maybe you're very basic land focused, and you're searching for basic lands. Well, everybody else is maximizing their mana base, not playing very many basic lands.
Yeah, sir. Once again, in limited, it's probably going to be hard to take advantage of that.
Yes.
Right, but in constructed, for sure, you can break that symmetry in all sorts of ways. I mean, you mentioned mono red being.
Hey, thank you so much, John Macon. Make sure that you do like.
Yeah,
Now I have
Like for Lorwyn, that's what I'm
same
asking.
amount of mana.
yeah. So much mana. So maybe then you can cast Blood Moon, and well, it doesn't. Yeah.
All right. Now we've got a returning card that is a fan favorite. Goat Nap.
Oh,
Goat Nap.
yes, right. The whole it's so funny to me that it's like, oh, in Lorwyn it's like creature type matters, and we have this and that, and then it's like, oh, it's Goat Napper.
Goat Napper.
Right? Here's like, oh, all of a sudden, we also saw it with cowards. I know there was a coward call out earlier. Just these like one-off, adorable references, of course.
Yeah, that's what
to,
group hug's all about. It's giving your
shapeshifters,
opponents
right?
benefits
and
too.
It's like, well, yep, the shapeshifters are going to be goats. I mean, much like they ruin trivia questions. Shapeshifters.
Next
changelings,
Wednesday is early access. This is true.
they
Yeah,
really
early
do
access is going to be in
enhance,
about 8 days.
Cards like Goat Nap and
On the
you can really make
14th.
your
So I'll be
opponent
playing
pay
all
for
day the
Or
14th,
taking
take a
out-
break, and
one
I'll
thing
play all
too
night the
is,
14th,
I mean, if-
and then I'll probably do
if
Thursday
you need,
morning
you
as
can
well.
also do it to your own creature in a pinch. It's going to be a little bit more rare, but there's a chance that you'll want to do that. And this is just.
Hey, what's up, True Yellow? How you doing, man?
I also love the callback in the flavor text. Jealous of his sister's Cloud Goat. Cloud
Colrath
Goat
Knight, I
was-
think so, yes.
Yeah.
I did that card a lot back in the day.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason that card did a lot.
Yeah, it's from Shadowmoor.
And a little bit of a power boost there as too. But apparently, this is the next best thing.
Wither is back, by the
Having
way.
your own Cloud Goat Ranger.
Or Blight.
A
Blight is back. It's a
returning
little different
card,
than Wither.
that I've also died to a lot. Blossoming Defense.
I like how we've moved from the Muldrifter section of the show
To the
things
cards that
killed-
have killed Blake.
Cards
before.
that have killed, yeah. So a really straight,
Not bad.
one mana effect here. Creature you control gets +2/+2 and hexproof until end of turn. So it once again, it's just doing a lot, giving hexproof, incredibly incredibly powerful.
Sheltered by goats.
+2/+2. Sometimes you're going to actually get to take advantage of both.
Yep.
Really blow out your opponent. So a really good card, really straightforward. And important too, I mean, hexproof protecting your creatures, right? In a set where creature type matters,
Right.
that is going to be a big deal.
Yep. All right, and our final main set preview card, we're going to move into special guests after this, but our final main set card is another Strixhaven student, Sonar Innovative
Oh,
First
God,
Year.
Vivid again. They're trying to do
Vivid, and
fucking...
at the beginning of your first main phase, reveal cards. With
They
value
haven't
letters,
changed it yet. They should
X,
soon.
Non-land cards, where X is the number of colors among permanents.
They should soon.
Sonar themselves has 2. For each of those colors, you may exile a card of that color from among the revealed cards, then shuffle. You may cast the exiled cards this turn.
Yeah, so you do have to pay for the cards.
You do have to pay, yes.
You have to pay for the cards, but it can get you an awful lot of cards, right? Right? Because
Another
both
Vivid.
Vivid's helping you.
I don't care about Vivid.
Reveal cards, and for each of those colors, you may exile a card. So,
So this card alone gets you a blue and a red card.
yeah, gets you a blue and a red card, and is a great start. You can see here once again the hybrid aspect, that first year cycle coming into play, and so we just wanted some cards to sort of once again, you know, of course we're excited about Lorwyn Eclipsed. Having a bridge to Secrets of Strixhaven is something we were excited about as well, and so yeah, Sonar I think will do a lot, and really good card advantage, really a great reward for Vivid, and like you said, I mean starting off with 2, like you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
Of note, it's at the beginning of your first main phase, so you do have to wait.
You do have to wait a turn.
You'll have to wait a turn
But after that,
for this effect.
it'll be flowing.
Yeah.
All right. With our last bit of time, we are going to reveal all of the special guests. And this is one of my favorite sets of special guests that we've done for a while because it's so evocative of Lorwyn. Some of these cards are from the original block, some are not, but they just all feel at home, Mike.
Yeah, I you know, it's great to see. One thing we did, typically we do 10 special guests in a set. Here we've done 20. We do
Special
10
guests
from
aren't
Lorwyn
really applicable to
and
anything that we
10
do,
from
but we'll
Shadowmoor.
keep watching them.
Themed, like when you look at the art,
Yeah.
you'll be like, oh, this is Lorwyn themed. And like you said, they do feel at home. A lot of that is because we went and took a look at Lorwyn and Shadowmoor cards first.
Yeah.
Now, there are a few cards from outside of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor, but also those ones, we chose them to fit, to feel like they
They
fit right in.
feel like they could, like some of these I had to do a double take. I was like, what?
Yeah, we're going to get one for each of the, probably for
So,
the house
they're-
colors of
they're really great. And then also the artist he did like
Strixhaven.
this. When we look at the art, it's this hand cut paper art style that they did, and so
Yeah, let's put the first 3 up there.
yeah, and so you can really see how this art style just is so evocative, right? So Door of Destinies, this is a card once again talking
Not
about
really.
cards that were
Kind of a weak showing. I expected there was probably only like 2 bangers. We're going to have to wait for the other reveals, but I didn't see too much standard. And a lot of times they do very generic cards, very kind of tepid cards, because they're trying to appeal to the limited players, the commander players. I didn't see any straight killers for standard. I know that there will be. We've already seen a few of them, but on this one we didn't see that many. But we're going to have to wait. Everything is not
Right?
revealed.
That's a card that I believe was it Onslaught? Or was that the
It was
no,
Scourge.
Scourge. Although I
Yes,
think
they're
this is
pushing
the
5
other-
color a
right? I
lot.
think the Scourge one.
They're pushing
is,
5 color a
no,
lot.
that one
Vivid
gets-
as a
that
whole
one- yeah, that
mechanic
one-
based around 5 color,
later.
or at least
Yeah, yeah.
multiple colors.
In any case, right? You can see here it's like, oh, this looks like a card that would be done in Lorwyn, but was not. Idyllic Tutor, once again, another card I made in sort of this. Hey, you know, we want to make cards that are super cool and super evocative and just open-ended, and so really straightforward.
Well, you know, and with Idyllic Tutor, this setting is often described as idyllic. Lorwyn is idyllic. You might as well use the word.
Yeah, and apparently Morningtide even makes the flavor text. So.
All right, our next set of 3, we're sticking with the Lorwyn vibe here. We've got Kinsbale Cavalier, which is from the original block. Leaf Crown, Visionary, and Mist.
Really good. I wish we got a reprint of
Yeah,
Leaf Crown.
Click,
Leaf Crown
you
is
know,
fucking
talking
amazing,
about
dude.
Champion, talking about a card
The fact that
they
green rarely
so
ever gives you fucking
I
card
got
draw.
this card a lot.
Leaf Crown Visionary is
Well, also,
super
too, I mean,
powerful.
not only do you die to it, you're like, I've got plans. Okay, I know how I'm going to beat fairies. And then you just end up being misbind clicked, and you're like, oh, they're going to die to their own Bitter Blossom. It's like, no, actually, their Bitter Blossom, they're keeping their fairies, but now they have the champion of the fairies, and you're being tapped out.
Yeah, Mike and I have some scars from that time.
Yeah, right. Well, and so, I mean, that's, I think that's fun. You know, the command cycle is another Lorwyn classic, so there's a lot of cards that we went back and did. And then Kinsbale Cavalier, once again, you know, with Morningtide, actually, it wasn't just creature types that matters. We did there was race and class, and so we were like, hey, how do we make class matter, right? Where like the jobs, as it were. So knights are a little call to that. And so, of course, once again, great card with changelings. And because even though special guests don't become legal in standard, right? They do impact limited. Like on the off chance that you open up a special guest in you know, your pre-release kit.
I have no idea. I don't think I was ever playing when Champion was a mechanic.
They found the non-foils found in play boosters, and so you know you can go and have a great time and look and find.
Upgrade one permanent into another, representing a powerful trigger, taking another fight.
So a lot of sweet cards.
All right, let's take another look at the next set of 3, including one of my favorite cards, Risen Reef.
Yeah.
I hate this card. Terrible.
Well, this is another card, right? That if you look at this card, you'd be like, oh, it's
looks
about
like it does,
It looks like it's an elemental card. I think it was a core set card originally. And yeah, but right once again, it's like, hey, you know, it's an elemental.
It's from the original
Get
Lorwyn
some good
Champion.
Card advantage out of it.
I don't really know. I didn't play that much of the original Lorwyn.
So really great. 1,000-Year Elixir, just a really fun card.
So much you can do with that.
Yeah, so much. Right. I mean, once again, so many fun open-ended cards. And I think it's one of the reason that people love creatures, love creature type matters is, you know, sets like Lorwyn Eclipsed give you so many good opportunities for just shenanigans.
Yeah. I love that flavor text too. Was it 1,000 years old, or would it make you live for 1,000 years? The Bogart didn't ask.
Yeah.
I actually never thought of that before, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's
A duck with
Yeah, much like
sunglasses
the
because
Bogart
it is a
didn't
duck.
ask either.
Yeah, well, not with sunglasses, but it's a duck seahorse. It looks like.
All right, let's move on to our next set of 3. Now we've got Devoted Druid, Combo Enabler, Dolmen Gate, and Fairy Macabre.
Yeah, I mean, Devoted Druid, I mean, clearly been the staple of many powerful combo decks.
I'm hoping we get to see more amazing fairy
Starting with
cards.
the -1/-1 counter theme gives you mana. Of course, we've already seen ways to remove counters in the set, so it can really do a lot. And once again, I mean, getting this for collecting is amazing, but it's definitely a card that can sort of change how a game of Limited goes if you happen to open it up.
Yep.
And Fairy Macabre, same thing, right? Exile up to 2 cards from graveyards, that's free. So
Yeah.
anytime something's free in Magic, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah. I mean, people are already pointing out that in Timeless on Arena is pretty important.
Yeah, right, because it's another, right? I mean, that is a good call out that, you know, with
Yeah, I remember the old G Dolmen.
all of the Magic Arena formats get some new tools. And we're just introducing some great cards there too. So,
All right, nearly done. We've got 6 cards left. Let's take a look at Shimmer, Helix Pinnacle, and Manamorphose.
that Manamorphose art,
It's so good.
so good, right? I mean, it's once again a super powerful effect for anyone who's big into playing any sort of combo deck, any sort of storm deck. You know, it gives you some good filtering, and is essentially free to cast.
These are not standard legal, by the way. I
but
feel like
now
it
you're
needs
doing it
repeating.
in
These are not for
style.
standard.
I think that, you know, Manamorphose just really shows off.
These are
style
for
and
special
how
guests. They're
cool
being
they are.
limited, and they'll be added to
And
Arena
then Helix
for other
Pinnacle,
purposes.
I mean, you know, talk about winning in style, right? You are one of many win the game cards. You know, you only need 100 tower counters.
You can do it.
you're basically there, right? You're basically, what, devoted druid, you get a couple.
Couple there. I mean, with there's ways to move some counters around in places. I don't know.
Personally, I've never done it. I've never done it. I've never done it with Helix Pinnacle.
It's on the bucket list, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. I'm typically about 97 counters away.
All right, and the final 3 cards. We've of course got that Painter's Servant that we saw in the debut video. Regal Force, drawing all the cards, and the slipperiest of Bogles. Welcome back.
Yeah, I mean, Painter's Servant, we're talking about a card that's just been, once again, another staple combo card if you want to, win with a Grindstone. Because it's not just cards on the battlefield. It's cards everywhere. It's everywhere.
It's wild.
It's everywhere.
This card does.
Yeah, and so and it also interacts in a fun way with Vivid here because you can just it's +1 color. So it's doing a lot. I love the art. Once again, it's just sort of, I'll say, collecting the different colors as it goes along. Now Regal Force, of course, that once again a really powerful top end.
Yep.
Really powerful top end card. And who doesn't love Boggles? They are.
Lots of people don't love Boggles.
Well, I mean,
another card I've died to.
Throwing
a
up
lot.
the blood.
Sure, you die to it a lot, but just like, sorry.
That art is.
When you die to it, besides the fact that you've lost, setting that aside.
Setting.
This is an adorable
When it's creature,
way to
draw a
lose.
card for
It
each
is an
creature you control.
adorable
I can
way to
imagine,
lose.
elf balling that.
Bogle has a little fish.
Yeah, and another little call out to the Phyrexians there for you as well.
Yeah, the flavor text is
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
All right.
I like
those
the
are special
implication that
guests.
the
is our
Phyrexians saw
show.
that Boggle
I
thing
wanna
and were
thank
like,
you
nah,
all
we don't need
for
to
tuning
fuck
in.
with
I wanna
that.
thank my
There's
guests
no reason to
and
make
our
that into
guests.
Phyrexian.
The video with all the singing. Yeah, these are the real puppets.
Yeah,
They're amazing.
The-
I know what I'm doing the rest of the day, playing with puppets.
Yeah.
But you can check out the debut video on our YouTube channel and other social media type places that we are. Couple dates coming
Out of
up
both.
before we go. So this week,
Packs
this
or
will be a
wild
one-week
cards?
preview cycle because we've been on holiday. We've been out of the office and we're back. So the full card image gallery is going to be up this Friday, coming up 4 days from now. Pre-releases start January 16th, based on some of your reactions to what you've seen so far. I'd check with your local game store soon and make sure you can get a slot at the pre-release. And then it is coming to Magic the Gathering Arena on the 20th of January.
20th.
Followed by the global release, so everywhere, all the time, January 23rd.
On Arena.
In the meantime, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
All right, guys. We have a lot of cards previewed on the channel. On the we have a lot of card previews on the channel. We'll be back tonight. We're going to be doing some theory building, and we're going to be in early access on the 14th. So stay tuned for that. Wednesday the 14th is going to be J-Villain early access for your convenience and pleasure. So the Lorwyn preview should be up on the Discord. We'll be there, guys. Can we squeeze out a few more likes? Let's see if we can. See if there's a few more like stragglers that we can get you to subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for coming. But yeah, you're gonna see me play the game in probably about a week, about 8 days. You'll see me actually playing the game. You'll see me playing with these cards. Well, of course, we'll have our top 10 new cards probably this weekend on the podcast episode. So we'll be ready to go, guys. I'm probably going to stop making avatar decks by Friday. I'll probably make an avatar deck for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be doing previews and then take a couple of days off because we're going to be pulling probably about a 10-hour stream on Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll see how much we do, but we'll see what we do. But we're limited, guys. Avatar is almost over. It's almost done. We're in Lorwyn now, and right after that, it's Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, there's that. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tonight.